Welcome, everybody. I'm super excited to be here, and I hope that you are too. Can we take about a little 30-second meditation here and kind of drop in and get into the right state of mind, the right state of energy and heart? So just breathe in with me. Just follow my guide. It's only going to be about 30, 40 seconds. Breathe in. Breathe out. I am relaxed. Breathe in and breathe out. I am focused. Breathe in. I am ready to learn and to evolve. Okay, great. Now let's get centered. Let's get ready. This is our first powerful webinar or masterclass on the power of mindset. It's a big topic. It's super important. It controls everything in your life. So get ready to really go deep with me and to really learn. If I'm assuming you know who I am, and that's why you're here. But if you don't, I wear many hats. But today I'm coming to you as the author of this book, The Creation Frequency. And this is what we're going to focus and study on today. And we're going to really learn how to control our thoughts and control our mind, and then how to move into our beautiful heart and use this superpower of a mind to create the life of our dreams. So that's where I'm coming from today. But I want to thank you. One, I want to thank you for signing up and showing up. You know, a lot of times in life, it's just by showing up, we meet the right person, we get the right information, we get the right knowledge, and our life evolves and grows and we become better. So congratulations for one, signing up, two, for showing up, and for being here. And for those of you that stay the entire hour, we have a gift for you. For one of you, we're going to have a gift for you. Now, if you put a lot of okays and yeses into the chat, and if you have some really good comments and you have some really good questions and you stay to the end, then you're going to have a better chance of winning this prize. But if not, my team will take the people that stayed the entire hour and we'll put you in a little lottery and we'll draw out one winner. The winner will receive a value of $5,000. What is it? You're able to come to Medellin, Colombia and spend 1 week at our amazing, powerful, transformational health retreat center, where we go through a physical detox or a mental rewiring of the mind or a cleanup of the emotional system. It's very powerful. It's 1 week, all inclusive, all food, all activities, all education, everything that we have to offer. So if you want to learn more, go to mountainsofhope.com and you can learn more. Now, let's get to work. The entire purpose of the next hour is to teach you a powerful skill that will enable you to become a powerful creator. Let me say that one more time. The entire purpose of the next hour is to teach you a powerful skill that will enable you to become a powerful creator. If that sounds good to you, if you want to learn how to become a powerful creator, just put okay in the chat. Okay, show us that you're here. Show us that you're ready to learn. Show us that you really want to go deep. So why mindset? Well, in my opinion, there's nothing more important than having a strong mind and a powerful mindset. What is mindset? It's just a belief system. So I'm going to give you some powerful new beliefs today. I'm going to give you some powerful new techniques on how to access the most powerful part of you and how to create the life of your dreams. Your mindset, your thoughts, it determines everything in your life. And here's the best part. It's one of the few things that you and I can control. There's so many variables in life. You know, so many things happen to us unexpectedly, just come out randomly at us. And it's tough. You know, one of my favorite books that I ever read was called The Road Less Traveled by M. Scott Peck. And what I really liked about it was the opening sentence that said, life is difficult. Because that was my experience of life. And now here is finally a self-help author, a motivator saying, yeah, life is difficult, because it is. But what I'm going to teach you today, life will become a lot less difficult. You won't self-sabotage as much, and you'll learn how to really evolve and to grow. You see, there's a big issue that I see in the world today, and it's propagated by the media, the government, and whoever controls those entities. And what is it? It's getting us to, one, be divided as humans. We're fighting over everything, the most ridiculous stuff. But more importantly, they're programming us to become victims. Now, let me ask you a question. What happens to you when you walk around with a mindset that you're a victim? you're powerless. You've given your power away. You know, and listen, I've played the victim card many times in my life. I get it. I understand. I grew up with a father. His whole life was victimhood. So, but when you're a victim, you have no power. So will you give me this, that we're either all victims or none of us are victims? So pick your poison. It really doesn't matter. But when you say, hey, no mas, I'm not a victim anymore. I am a powerful creator. And that's who we really are. And that's why we're here. We came here with a purpose, which we got to remember or find. And came here because we're powerful creators. And let me tell you something. When you're not creating, you're going the other direction. If you're not growing, what are you doing? You're dying. So what I want to talk about today is becoming the super powerful creator, where you take power and control over most of your life, the parts that you can control. And then you learn how to find out what it is you truly desire, what's going to serve you and feed you. And then you become a creator, a powerful creator. And that's what we're going to go over today. Fair enough? Now, in preparing for this today, I had to look around and see what my incredible marketing team was promising you guys that I was going to deliver. And let me just say something. I'm blessed to have a great team behind me. You know, any successful person in life has great people with them, surrounded by them, that work with them and help them. And none of this would be happening without my great team. And I have just a lot of love and affection for these people. So I'm going to give commitment to you right now that I promise you for the next hour or so, I'm going to give you everything I got. I'm going to open my heart. It's transparent. It's authentic. I'm going to give you everything that I know. Okay. I'm going to do everything that I can to give you the best information that you can digest and then use to create a better life. Now I have a question for you. Will you do the same? Will you be present? Will you just give me 1 hour of your unfocused attention for 1 hour? Will you pull out a pen and a piece of paper and take notes if you're not driving or if you're not doing something else? If you have the ability to put your phone away, put your tablet away, pull out a piece of paper, pull out a pen, be conscious, be awake, be aware, and turn off your pop-ups on your desktop and your laptop, and just give me 1 hour of your time. I promise you it will be worth it. If you're willing to do that, just put in the chat, okay, I'm in, I want to go, I want to learn, okay? And of course, if you have any comments or if you have any questions, put them in the chat right now, and our team will analyze them and give them to us at the end. We'll have a little time for Q&A. The other thing is, if you want to be eligible for that gift and we don't already have your email address, put your email address in the chat too, so that when we do the drawing, who wins this incredible, amazing gift to be able to come to Mountains of Hope in Medellin, Colombia for an entire week, all expenses paid, put your email in the chat so that we have it. Fair enough? All right, so looking at all these big promises that my team made, I see that they promised that I am going to teach you how to reprogram your subconscious mind for success. Wow. Now that is a big topic. It's a huge topic, and it's a big promise. And actually, I could talk about the power of the subconscious mind all day long, but I'm going to deliver on this promise. I promise you, you're going to learn more about your subconscious mind than you ever knew before. But more importantly, you're going to learn how to access it, reprogram it, and put in the program that comes from your heart. Big promise number 2 that they gave you is to eliminate self-sabotage. Self-sabotage. What is self-sabotage? You're probably not familiar with it. For me, I know it like the back of my hand. I've published 3 books, and the book I've always wanted to write is entitled 3 Steps Forward, 2 Steps Back. 3 steps forward, 2 steps back. Because that's how I lived most of my life. Because of why? Because of self-sabotage, because of my childhood programming that I never unraveled, that I never undid, and I never installed new programming. So I would be going along really, really well, and then boom, I would do something to sabotage what I was doing. So I know some of you are familiar with this. So I promise you, pay attention. No more 3 steps forward and 2 steps back. Now, you might go 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 steps forward and 1 step back, but that's okay. You're really moving through life. Now, I know some of you are going, hey, man, I'm only going backwards in my life, okay? I'm not even taking any forward steps. Don't worry. There's a solution for you too. No matter where you are in life, I promise that we are going to give you tools to make your life better and become the best version of yourself and create the best family life for yourself, the best community member, and the best citizen of the world, which we desperately need today. I see they also made big promise number 3, to unlock the life of your dreams. So I would imagine that that's why a lot of you showed up today is, man, I'm working hard. I'm trying to do everything right, but I don't feel fulfilled. I feel somewhat lost. I might even feel sad at times. I might feel depressed. You're the kind of person that you know deep inside of you, in your cells, you can feel it, you can touch it, you can taste it, that there's more for you, that you came here to create more, that you have more inside of you. You just don't know how to access it, or you keep trying and failing. And now it's getting harder and harder to pick yourself up. I get it. I've been in that position many times. So that's why I'm here. I'm here to help you to unlock the power that will create the life of your dreams. So I'm with you. So that's what we're going to do. Then they also promised 3 powerful secrets, that I'm going to give you in the next hour or so. And let me tell you something about secrets, because secrets is kind of a marketing gimmicky kind of word, right? What are secrets really? What I'm going to give you today is powerful information. What I'm going to give you today is powerful knowledge that I've learned the last 40 years on how to unravel a really messed up programming as a young person into a successful entrepreneur, businessman, philanthropist, and someone that really cares deeply about you and your success. So King Solomon is one of my favorite characters in the Bible. And what did he say? There's nothing new under the sun. What does that mean? Nothing new under the sun. That means that everything is already here. Everything is already in this world that we need. We just have to learn how to access it. So there is nothing really new. It's just getting rediscovered. And today we're going to discover some powerful tools to really take your life to the next level. Secret number 1 that they promise you is we're going to pinpoint the one thing that keeps 99% of people stuck in a rut. So we're going to go over that. We're going to do a little exercise that's going to help you to see if you're stuck in a rut, and if you are, what that rut looks like and how you can get out of it. Then secret number 2 that my great marketing team promised you is how to unlock a secret power within you that effectively eliminates bad habits and upgrades your mindset once and for all. And we have a tool that I've developed that I'm going to give you for free at the end of this masterclass. And secret number 3, and this is my favorite one, the implicit law of the universe that enables you to finally switch on your inner drive, love yourself unconditionally, and bless you and your life beyond your wildest dreams. That's a big promise. That's a big secret. That one, I promise you, I'm going to deliver on. So let me say something else about myself, if I may. I'm not an educator. I'm not a teacher. In fact, I really have the equivalent of an 8th grade education. So I have no formal education. I'm self-taught, mainly by reading books and by living on the street. So I'm very street smart and I'm very book smart, but I'm not classroom smart because I pretty much quit going to class after the 8th grade. So I like to teach by sharing stories. So today I'm going to tell you 2 powerful stories about my life, personal experiences. And out of those 2 stories, there's many, many teaching lessons that I'm going to use to teach you the things that I just talked about, the promises and the secrets. And this is when you need to really, really pay attention. This is when you really, really need to take notes. So what happens if you just listen and you don't write it down? You're only going to retain it for a few hours. You're not going to remember this stuff tomorrow. You start writing it down. Now you're linking these neural pathways in your brain, these cells, these neurons in your brain. By writing it down, now it's going to stay with you longer and you're going to be able to use this. So please, when I get to the teaching segment, you can sit and listen to the stories, great. But more importantly, when I get to that teaching segment, really important that you pull out that pen and that piece of paper and you start writing it down. Because these neurons that fire together, they wire together. And now you create neural pathways, new neural pathways, and you replace old ones with better ones that are going to serve you. And after that, then I'm going to tell you about an incredible offer that you can take advantage of today. So I share from my heart. That's how I talk. That's where I live. Let me tell you a story. I learned a long time ago, maybe through a lot of pain and suffering, to learn to move from my head into my heart. I call it the journey that everybody must take at some point in their life. Unfortunately, most people take it in that last breath, that last hour. In fact, I was just with my father about 18 months ago while he was looking death right in the face. And I got to spend the last hour of my life. And this man, he didn't have access to his heart his entire 87 years of life. It was very difficult for him to go here in the field because he had a very difficult childhood. He never really got love as a kid. And as a result, it was really hard for him to love his entire life. And during that last hour of his life, I just poured my heart into him. I poured my words, I poured my love, I poured my prayers, I poured my songs. And I didn't even know if he was getting it until all of a sudden, just a flood of tears were coming down this dying man's face as I'm communicating to him. He's finally moving from the head, which is the insane asylum, is the committee of psychopaths, and into this beautiful heart. What am I talking about? See, my mind can be brainwashed. My mind can be taught things that aren't true. My mind can be taught things that don't serve me. I can be programmed to believe things that aren't true and actually hurt me. My mind can also play tricks on you. My mind can also lie to you. My mind can manipulate you. My heart can't. My heart is pure. My heart only wants to love. My heart only wants to contribute. My heart only wants to feel joy. Okay, so that's why I took this journey from here to here. So I really suggest that you take a look at what I'm talking about, because when you live from here, this is what you truly desire. You might want to be a lawyer because your parents told you to be a lawyer. You might want to be a doctor because you were programmed to be a doctor. But here you're going to find, oh no, wait. I want to be an artist. I want to be an actor. I want to be free. Okay, so that's why it's important to move here. So this is where I teach from. So what you're going to get from me here is transparency, authenticity, vulnerability. There's a reason that my website is Mike Murphy Unfiltered, because that's the way I am. There's no BS in my life, and there's no BS in anything I'm going to give you. So everything I'm going to tell you today is going to come from my heart and is going to be true as for me, as a personal experience for me. And many other people have read my books, taken my courses, and used this work to create a better life for themselves. So if you want to evolve and you want to grow and you want to create a better life for yourself, just put okay in the chat. Say, I'm in, I want to go. Say, let's go, Mike, let's do it. So now I'm going to tell you one of the stories. And let me first say, I don't like talking about myself. I don't like talking about the past. I prepare to spend most of my time in this beautiful present moment. And if I am thinking, I want to think about a beautiful, compelling future. But I'm going to tell you this story because I want you to realize that no matter where you are in your life, I've been there probably, and probably been worse. So if I can make it from my programming and where I ended up, and if I can turn my life around, I promise you that you can. So you see this beautiful picture that should have already been up here, that's not, is me. And that's me as a youngster. Okay, so that's really me in 1957. I'm going to guess I'm 4, 5, 6 months old. I don't even know, 7. I definitely didn't dress myself. And you see, I have a cigarette hanging out of myself. I have a bottle of Quartz Schlitt Maltz liquor in between sitting there next to me. But look what my mom wrote, learning young, just like mommy and daddy. All right, so that was my programming. That was my childhood program, and it only got worse for them. Now, don't judge my mom. Don't judge my dad, okay? Because they were programmed to believe certain things, and they were doing what they thought was best. And I'm sure in this moment, they were just having a lot of fun, okay? But because they didn't really understand the power of programming. See, when we're born, when we're a small child from that age up until about 7, 8, maybe 9, we are in a self-hypnotic trance. Our brain waves are in theta brainwave. What does that mean? They're very slow. It's a self-hypnotic trance. So we're in this trance. And the reason for this is that we've been born into this family. We've been born into this tribe. We've been born into this community. And someone has to teach us. So we need to learn about the environment that we were born into. And so how do we learn? We learn by watching what our parents do. We learn by listening what our parents say. We learn about feeling, we start feeling our way into life. And so in this is how we learn. This is how children can learn many languages at the same time. This is how children can learn to play the piano easier than an adult, because we're in this theta brainwave state. We're in this self-hypnotic trance, and we absorb, and that's how we learn. So that's very, very important that we understand that. So basically, long story short, somewhere around the 8th grade, I was living in this crazy environment, a lot of shame, a lot of humiliation, some physical abuse, and I just couldn't take it anymore. I got kicked out of the 8th grade. I got arrested in the summer of the 8th grade, 9th grade. And somewhere in the 9th grade, I just couldn't take it anymore. And I just realized something is wrong here and I need to go. And so I got on a bus in downtown Cincinnati and I got off 100 miles south in Lexington, Kentucky, and I started hitchhiking and started looking for a job. So what started was a pattern there of a habitual runaway, and I was getting arrested a lot, a habitual juvenile delinquent, and just a really no education, just a dumb guy, a lot of drinking, a lot of drugs, just a dumb kid, right? And then that continued, and I found someone dumb enough to marry me when I was 21. And on my 23rd birthday, my daughter was born. And I was still a mess. I'm literally, my wife at the time, she was the oldest of 6. I'm living with her, her parents, and her 5 younger siblings with my brand new baby because I don't have a job. I don't have any money. I don't have an education. I don't have any skills. I'm a lost soul. And I'll never forget this. It's a Sunday afternoon and they always had a big Sunday dinner about 5 o'clock. And I look in the mirror in the bathroom and I go, you know what, dude? You are a total loser, which frankly didn't bother me all that much. Then I realized everybody in this house knows you are a total loser. And that's where I felt the humiliation. That's where I felt the shame. And I kind of went panic and I just grabbed all my clothes. I didn't even own my own car. I threw it into one of their old cars and I took off and I went and drank myself silly for a week. And then I called my wife up and I said, okay, I'm ready to come home now. She said, sorry, pal, I'm done with you. Unlike my parents who would always take me back when I would go and screw up, she said, no, you're out of here. And so that's really things got bad for me. And so in that particular day, when she said no, I did say a prayer. I didn't believe in God, but I did ask for God's help. And in the next day, by the grace of God, I ended up in a 12-step meeting. And for the first time, I felt a little bit of hope. But I still couldn't stay off the drugs. I still couldn't stay drinking. I'd go to meetings. I would try. I was a mess. And finally, someone in that program, after a couple of years of watching my insanity and watching my suffering, said, Mike, I know someone. He said, first of all, I said, Mike, I've never seen anybody as messed up as you. Secondly, I know somebody that might be able to help you. And he introduced me to a man that is called Doug Fitzgerald. Now, when I wrote my first book, Love Unfiltered, in 2014, and I wanted to tell this story, I couldn't remember Doug's name. So I called him the Mystery Man, which is kind of cute and sexy. And when I wrote the book, To Creation Frequency, in 2018, I really wanted to hammer this point home. Because in the book, Love Unfiltered, I just lost my wife. She just died after a 9-year battle with breast cancer. So it's a very emotional read. It's very good for people going through grief, but they missed this manifestation story. They missed this amazing experience that I had with this man, Doug Fitzgerald. So I go, okay, we got to write another book. I blew it. So we write The Creation Frequency. It's only about this. So what did I learn from the Mystery Man? That's what I'm going to tell you in a second. But it forever changed my life. And so I show up at the Mystery Man's doorstep. Okay, totally lost, totally broke, no future, no hope, totally ashamed. I was so broke. I had a car that was worth $100. It was a Ford Pinto. I'll never forget it. And it had been in an accident. I literally had to roll down the window, put my hand outside the door to keep the door shut so it wouldn't fly open while I was driving because it wouldn't close. And so I show up at the Mystery Man's house, soaking wet, disheveled, and he says, Mike, you come here 1 hour a week for 7 weeks, and I promise you, you will get everything you want in your life. Well, I mean, that was music to my ears, right? But then I go, well, wait a minute. I look around, and he goes, it's $50 an hour. Oh, okay. There's always a catch, right? I didn't have $50. Probably didn't have 50 cents. But I wanted, this man, for some reason, gave me a little hope. I looked around at his house. It wasn't that great. Looked around at his furniture, wasn't that great. His clothing wasn't that great, but something about his spirit touched me. I said, okay, I'm going to try this. I didn't have the money. I wrote him a bad check, actually, which we had to eventually sort out. But he said, okay, here's what we're going to do. You come here 1 hour a week for 7 weeks. I promise you'll get everything you want. And so he goes, let's start today. He said, first of all, to have a balanced life, you have to create balance. So you have categories in your life. You have your physical well-being. You have your career, you have financial, you have family, you have personal development, you have contribution. So we're going to break your life into 6 areas. And in those 6 areas, we're going to write a powerful intention of what you truly want from your heart in those 6 areas of your life. I said, okay. And then he said something super powerful. I want you to get this. Take your pen out. Take your paper out right now. Mike, he said, there's no difference between imagination and reality. Let me say that again. Mike, there's no difference between imagination or reality. Okay, what do you mean? Whatever you can see in your mind's eye and whatever you can desire in your heart, you can eventually bring in to your physical reality. We just got to learn how to reprogram that and how to put that intention out into the universe and let it come to us. So he says, okay, what do you want most in your life right now? I said, man, I'm a mess. I abandoned my wife when my daughter was 2 months old. I just walked out. We've been divorced now for 2 years. She's 2 years old. I only get to see her one night a week. I don't want some other guy raising my kid, being with my wife. I want to fix this if I can. I really screwed up. I really made a mess. I want to fix it. He said, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to write an intention right now that is so real and so powerful that it will come true. I didn't believe him, but I started writing. Lisa and I are so happily married. Our daughter, Michelle, thrives in this marriage. And as I'm writing this, I mean, I know this woman hates me. I know my daughter loves me, but I know this woman, her mother hates me. And it's feeling kind of weird, but all of a sudden I got a little tingle of hope. So I kept writing. There it was, 1 or 2 paragraphs of this beautiful marriage, this beautiful relationship. What do you want next week, Mike? Well, I want to own my own business. I really don't like working for people. I want to own my own business. Okay. Following week, what do you want this week, Mike? Well, I want to make $10,000 a month. I've never made more than 2. I need some money. I'm $40,000 in debt. I need to make some money and get out of this mess. What do you want next, Mike? Well, I want to own my own house. And that's important to me. And what do you want next, Mike? I want to run a marathon. I want to get really in shape. I'm tired of feeling sluggish and out of shape. I want to run a marathon. I want to get healthy. And then for my 6th intention, he said, one of the areas, pieces of the pie of your balanced life, you have to create a contribution because we're all connected, Mike. We're a community. So you got to find a way to give back, to pay it forward. I said, okay, well, my dad had a troubled life as a child. I had a troubled life as a child. We'll create something around those things. So what happened? Within 4 months, I have no money, 0. I'm 40 grand in debt. I have no education, but near my house, there's a restaurant, okay, a fried chicken restaurant gone out of business. So it's sitting there empty. All the equipment's still there. I find out who owns it. I find out what he wants for the equipment. I find out who owns the shopping center. It's owned by the guy that used to own the Oakland Raiders. And I'm thinking, okay, well, there's no way they're going to give me a lease. I don't have any money to buy this guy's equipment, but I want to own my own business. And that's my intention that the mystery man gave me. And so an idea comes, put an ad in the newspaper and raise the money. And that's what I did. So 2 years after that, after I got this business and now I'm starting to become a successful business career, my ex-wife calls me up and says, hey, I need a date. Will you take me? And we end up getting remarried and having 3 more beautiful children. I've made a lot more than $10,000 a month in my life. I got to mile 20 of the marathon before I ruptured my Achilles. My point of all this, all these things came true. And after about 4 or 5 years, I'll never forget this. You know, at this time, 4 or 5, 6 years after meeting the mystery man, now I own my own car dealership. And one day I walk into my house or my library in my house and I realize, my goodness, everything that the mystery man taught me came true. And so I started teaching it to my employees of my car dealership. And this is what I want to share with you guys right now. This is the meat and the potatoes. Now is the time to get out the paper and the pen. Because what I'm going to share with you right now has the power to forever change your life, has the power to show you how to create what it is that you truly want. You're going to have to do a little bit of work. You're going to have to give me maybe 20, 30 hours of work initially. Then you're going to have to give me 10 or 15 minutes a day, 5 in the morning, 5 in the evening. That's all. Once you do this initial work, then it's just the maintenance part, but you're learning something here that will forever serve you for the rest of your life. So one of the promises that my team made is how to reprogram the subconscious mind and understand it. So, I blew the whole story, okay? Week 7 of the Mystery Man experience, okay? Here we go, week 7. So after 6 weeks, I got 6 intentions, 1 or 2 paragraphs long, that's it, handwritten in my own writing. And week 7, he says, okay, Mike, here's the magic sauce. Here's where we really make the miracle happen. He brings out a boom box. Now, for you youngsters out there, that's what we used to, us old people used to listen to music on this boom box. And inside the boom box, he puts a tape of theta brainwave music. He says, in a minute, I'm going to start playing this theta brainwave music while he hands me a microphone attached to a tape recorder. And then he hands me a 2-page relaxation script. And he says, okay, here's what I want you to do, Mike. I'm going to play this theta brainwave music. While I'm playing it, I want you to record in your own voice these 2 pages of a relaxation script that I wrote for you. And basically go like this. Squeeze your hands. My hands are relaxed. Squeeze my forearms. My forearms are relaxed. Move my neck around. My neck is relaxed. So he's getting my whole body. He's putting me in this self-hypnotic trance while the theta brainwave music, he's lowering my brainwaves like we're in beta right now. Alpha's next, then theta is right where we can manifest. Theta is the gateway into the subconscious mind. So we start doing this, right? And he says, listen, I want you to record this relaxation script, and I want you to record your 6 intentions that you've written the last 6 weeks. Okay? Boom. Blah, 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 blah. We're done. He hands me the cassette tape. I'm now $350 poorer, and I have a cassette tape with 6 intentions, a relaxation script, embedded with theta brainwave music. And he says, Mike, here's the most important part. Every morning, right when you wake up, I want you to listen to this cassette tape. I want you to put yourself in that self-hypnotic trance. I want you to listen to those 6 intentions, because it's in that moment that those 6 intentions can pierce the conscious mind and get into the subconscious mind, and that's where the power is. Then at the end of each day, I want you to listen again, right before you fall asleep, right when you're getting into that theta brainwave state, listen again. So what was he doing? How was I reprogramming my subconscious mind? Hypnosis, he's putting me in a self-hypnotic trance, like when I was a little child, when the world was programming my subconscious mind. And the subconscious mind, by the way, right now we're in the conscious mind. We're only here 5% of the time. 95% of our life is run by the program, by the habits. The program is the habits. The mind is the creator. The conscious mind is the creator, and the subconscious is the program. So my parents programmed that subconscious mind early as a child. The media programmed it. The schools programmed it. My friends programmed it. I never got to program it. So what he was teaching me is saying, okay, what do you want from your heart? What are your intentions? Let's drop them into the subconscious mind. So the other way, okay, so I'm getting this self-hypnotic trance, is getting into my subconscious mind. And Tony Robbins talks about this a lot. You know, the mother of skill is repetition. If you want to master something, you keep doing it. You think Steph Curry throws 1 3-pointer up there and now they all go in? Practice, practice, repetition, repetition. That was the point of listening to these intentions every morning and every night, was that repetition in this self-hypnotic trance. So I'm able to now get into that. Now, what I believe, the other power that I believe is happening at that time, while I'm listening, you have to understand that Nikola Tesla, the great inventor, he said, to understand the universe, you have to understand energy, vibration, and frequency. And what is sound? Sound is energy vibrating at a certain frequency. In fact, in the first book of the Bible, called Genesis, it says that God spoke this creation into existence. He said, spoke, let there be light, and there was light. That's the power of sound. That's the power of frequency. That's the power of vibration and energy. In fact, that's everything that's going on here. Okay, so that was the superpower. So we're going to talk a little bit more about the subconscious, but I want you to get this. You want to, first of all, you got to understand you have a subconscious. Then you have to understand that 95% of your life is being run by the subconscious. Let me see if I can give you a little better example here. When you were 15 and a half, 16, and you're learning to drive, man, you are fully engaged. You know, 2 and 10 o'clock on the hand. When you make a turn, you got the turn signal, you're looking, you're doing everything by the book because you're still learning, you're still practicing, you're still learning how to drive. Now, 20 years later, how do you drive? Oh, you're like this, you're on your phone, you know, you're listening to music, you're smoking a cigarette. I mean, because the subconscious now is driving. The subconscious is the habit. And the subconscious is also a supercomputer. Let me tell you one other thing that's super important. Right now, your subconscious mind, my subconscious mind, is taking in over 1 million bits of information. That's right. Your subconscious mind right now, your supercomputer, is taking in over 1 million bits of information. It's monitoring everything that's going inside of your body, everything that you see, everything that you hear, even stuff behind you, your environment. It's monitoring all of it to take care of you. But we're usually, the thinking brain is only 5% of the time. The rest of the time is in the subconscious mind. So once I tell this subconscious what I want, okay, because it's taking in this billion bits of information, but the conscious mind can only handle 40 bits. So the subconscious is taking in 1 million bits of information. It's choosing 40 bits of information that it thinks I want, that I've been telling it that I'm looking for, or what I've been thinking about. Because see, the subconscious mind, it doesn't judge. I don't think we should judge, frankly. I don't think God judges. So think about that, a world where there's no judgment. And so now so I'm telling the subconscious mind what I want. Now, prior to the mystery man, what was I telling it? Man, my life sucks. Man, I don't have any money. Man, my parents sure didn't teach me much. Man, I should have gone to school. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm feeling. So now this subconscious mind is delivering to my conscious mind 40 bits of information every second that supports that belief system, supports that negative thinking. But once I tell it what I want, now it's looking for things. That's where the idea came to put an ad in the newspaper to open the restaurant, to buy the restaurant, to get the capital. Because I'm telling this subconscious and I'm telling the universe what it is I want now. If you get nothing out of this hour, realize that is what you tell the world you want, what you tell your cells of your body you want, what you tell your subconscious you want, it's going to come into your physical reality. In fact, play with me right here. Think of one thing. Look around your room, your house, your car, wherever you are right now. Think of one thing that came into your physical reality that didn't first start as a thought with a desire attached to it. I look around my house right now, everything in here started as a thought and a desire. So everything in my physical reality comes from my mindset and my desire. So that's the power of the subconscious mind. If you get nothing out of this hour, I want you to explore the subconscious mind. You know, once I manifested all this stuff, I really started to study this. I mean, I've read so many books on this subject. I've experienced so many ways. I've taught so many people, and believe me, it works once you get it and understand. So then one of the other promises that we gave you is eliminate self-sabotage. What's the first thing the mystery man said to me? You got to have a balanced life, Mike. So about 4 or 5 years after I've changed my life and I've done all this great work with the mystery man, I got my wife back, we own my own house, I got my own business, everything's going great. Okay, I picked up a book called The Seeds of Greatness by Dennis Waitley. And inside it was a balance wheel test. And I want to share that with you right now, because even though I'd gotten much further along, there were still areas in my life that weren't in balance. And I could feel it, but I didn't know what to do about it. And it was certain areas of my life go, oh man, I really shouldn't be doing this, or I should be doing that. And so when I read this book and I did this balance wheel test, I found it so valuable. I want to share it with you guys because it will help you to eliminate self-sabotage. So what we're going to do right now, there's 24 questions. And for each question, you're going to rate it on a scale of 10 to 100. Okay. So for example, question number 1, I have a variety of close friends. Is that 10% true? Like I don't have very many, like I have none. I'd put 0 or 10. If I have 10 really close friends that I can call at 3 a.m. if I'm in a jam, then that's 100. If I have 1 or 2, that's a 50. So somewhere in there, I want you to answer this question. Pull out your pen, pull out your paper. I have a variety of close friends on a scale of 10 to 100, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. How true is that for you? Question number 2. And by the way, we have a link. If you're driving or something, you don't have time for this, we have a link. Really, I encourage you to do this, okay? Spend time alone thinking and meditating or praying often. Rate yourself. Exercise vigorously each day. Rate yourself. Have adequate quality and quantity time with family. I have a job that pays me well. I'm already engaged in the job I want. I'm already doing what really turns me on, makes me feel good. I'm involved in community activities. I enjoy reading nonfiction books. I make friends easily. I have studied Bible or religious history. I eat nutritious, well-balanced meals. I regularly write or call members of the family. I am creating an adequate retirement fund. I see unusual opportunities for advancement in my career. I belong to local associations within the community. I enjoy educational TV programs. I enjoy meeting new people and going to parties or group events. I attend church, synagogue, or religious services regularly. I enjoy family reunions and gatherings. I have a substantial savings account. I have volunteered for a community project. I like to go to museums, fairs, libraries to see what's new. So when you do that, then to get a social score, you add up question number 1, number 9, number 17. To get a spiritual score, you add up number 2, 10, and 18. And you're going to get a total for each one of these. So I know most of you guys are going to do this later, I hope. But I want to show you, I just did it the other day. Let me show you what happened. Now, if I had done this right when I met the mystery man, my little circle would be right in here. I mean, I had none of that good stuff going for me, okay? When I did it, 7, 8 years after meeting the mystery man, my wheel of life I was way out of balance, okay? Super out of balance. And I did this, and this really helped me to get my life back into balance. So I just did it the other day. So under social, I gave my score of 190. So you can see this is 0, this is 100, this is 200, this is 300. So under social, 190 would be about right here. Spiritual, I was 190. I've been having some physical problems with my heart, so I can't exercise. So I put my physical thing way down here. My family, I'm pretty good with my family, spending time with my family, pretty good financially, pretty good professionally, pretty good supporting the community, pretty good with my mental health. I read a lot of books, I study a lot. So if you connect these dots, boom, boom, you'll see how easy it is to show where I'm out of balance. Now, I already do this, and I have a pretty balanced life because I've been doing this for 40 years. But I hope you will do this experiment. I really think this can help you to eliminate self-sabotage, and it's a great exercise, because, hey, let's say you work like crazy and you become a billionaire at 50 years old, but your health sucks. Or you work like crazy, you become a billionaire, but your family leaves you, or your kids never want to talk to you. There's many ways to measure success. And I saw something many, many years ago, 30 years ago. I said, there's many ways to measure success, with money, with power, with things. But the way this person wanted to measure success for his life, he said, what do your children say about you when you're not around? That was his definition for measurement of success. So think about this. There's a lot more things than becoming wealthy. How about integrity? How about responsibility? How about giving to people? How about helping people? So there you go. The other powerful thing, and we told unlock the life of your dreams. Well, that's where you got to understand there's no difference between imagination and reality. There is no difference. What you can see in the mind's eye, what you can feel in the heart, you can eventually bring into your physical reality. Some of the secrets that we said we were going to go. What keeps you stuck? Okay. What keeps you stuck is being out of balance. That's why I want you to take this test. I want you to go home tonight or wherever you are. If you can do it home and now, take that test. Where are you out of balance? Because that's where you're stuck. You need a balanced life to really manifest what it is you truly want from your heart. And then we said the secret power to eliminate bad habits. So what I've done, I don't have my phone here, but we can put the slide about the app. So we've created a great expense to me. I've created this app. And so you don't have to get a boombox. You don't have to get a cassette tape with theta brainwave music. You don't have to. It's all right there. It's a tape recorder embedded with theta brainwave music. You write your intentions, you record them, you listen every morning, every night. The script for the relaxation script is there. So that's how you do this. This is how you reprogram your subconscious mind. This helps you eliminate bad habits because you're creating new neural pathways by repetition. You're in this self-hypnotic trance, so you're getting into the subconscious mind, you're reprogramming it. And more importantly, and I think this is, I don't know if you're familiar with the work of Dr. Joe Dispenza, but I love it. And I love his meditations. I love his teachings. I love everything about it. And he talks a lot about this field of infinite possibilities, which is right here. Now, the Bible calls that the ether. The great inventor Nikola Tesla calls it plasma. The Chinese, they call it chi. The Indians from India, they call it prana. It's energy. It's all this right here is energy vibrating at a certain frequency, and you or I are part of it. This is how you and I are connected. You know, this is why I could pick up my phone and you could be in China right now and I'm in Colombia and I could text you in less than a second, you get my text. It's traveling, you know, I know there's cell towers and all that stuff, but how does it go from here to that cell tower, right? It's traveling on this field of infinite possibilities. And thoughts are things, thoughts are energy vibrating at a certain frequency. So when I put out a negative thought, it's going to meet up with another negative thought and I'm going to have a negative experience. Maybe someone that doesn't serve me will show up in my life. Maybe I'll do something stupid that will harm me or my family. But when I control my thoughts, when I learn that this is my responsibility, that whatever these thoughts, I get to keep what stays here. And if it's negative, I push it away. And if it's something that's good or something that serves one of my intentions, I use it and I build upon it. But I believe that thoughts are energy and things, and they go into this field of infinite possibilities. And then the heart is the magnet. You know, we live in this electromagnetism world. That's all. When you break it down, the illusion is I'm solid. No, I'm made up of atoms, trillions and trillions and trillions of atoms. Atoms are 99% space. So the illusion is that I'm solid, okay? Because really, I'm space, we're energy. The illusion is the solidity of this 5-sense world that we live in, okay? And when we get out of this animal body and we're free, we're gonna experience this great, and we can do this in body. We can do it through meditation. We can access the right side of our brain and we can go and we can be into that field of infinite possibilities. We can quiet the mind and we can quiet the body and we can get there and we can tell it what we want. We can see what we want and then we can bring it into our physical reality through the magnetism of our heart. So a beautiful thought linked with a beautiful desire and feeling, put it out there and boom, watch it come back. So what else did we? So record the intentions and listen. It'll keep you on there. So my favorite secret that they promise you is how to bless your life. So you have to understand something. There's the physical world. There's the world of the 5 senses that I'm coming to you here in living color today from Medellin, Colombia. That's the physical world. And there's laws in the physical world. There's a law of gravity. I could take this clicker. Every time I drop it, a heavier item goes through air, it goes to the floor. It goes till it can no longer go. That's called gravity. That's called the law of gravity. Well, I believe in the unseen world, there's laws as well. And one of the most powerful laws is the law of reciprocity or the law of giving. And I really believe that you can't outgive God. And when you learn to be a giver and a creator, you're going to be blessed beyond your wildest dreams. The Bible talks about all this stuff I'm telling you is ancient knowledge. The Bible says, ask and it shall be given unto you. You know, you sow and you shall reap. You plant and you shall get it, right? This is how everything works in this world. I didn't make this up. This is nothing new. This has gone on forever, but we've lost our way. No one teaches us anymore. We don't understand it. We don't understand that we're powerful creators because we're all walking around as victims looking for reparations for stuff that happened hundreds of years ago. Instead of saying, wait a minute, I'm going to create my own reality. I'm going to create my own truth. I'm going to create my own wealth, my own health. I'm a creator, okay? I'm not a victim. And boom. But here's the secret. When I give, I get blessed like you can't believe. And I don't give to get. I give because I have a big open heart. And when I see a need, I want to try to serve and help and solve that problem. But let me tell you, it comes back not 1x, it comes back 5x, 10x, 20x, 50x. And I might give this person, a homeless person over here, some money, and I might get blessed over here with a great idea or a brand new relationship. And I might serve this person over here with some time and energy and help them out with a project. And I might get blessed over here financially. But giving is living. Giving is the secret. I want you to get 2 things today, okay? That how to reprogram your subconscious mind and that you're a creator, and 2, the power of giving. If you can get these things, then this hour was well worth it. All right, so first off, I hope you got a lot out of this. Listen, like I said, I'm not an educator. This is my first webinar. This could have been lousy and terrible for all I know, but I want you to know one thing. My heart was pure. I showed up to give to you and to try to teach this to you. I don't make money doing this. In fact, I lose money doing this. That's not why I'm doing this. I'm doing this because I truly care about people. Now, with that said, I'm going to get to the part that I don't like about this part of what I do right now. And that's where I'm going to talk about money and your money. And so a couple things. One of the greatest things that happened to me early on when I got into this path, and the mystery man taught me to turn my life around. And then I realized what he taught me really works. And then I was hungry to really learn more and to get more and to become better at it. I started investing in books. I started investing in DVDs, or back in those days of VHS tapes. I started investing in cassettes before there were CDs. I started investing in going to Tony Robbins, walking on the fire coals, and going to Date with Destiny, and going to the School to Work with Byron Katie, and going to Wayne Dyer workshops and Eckhart Tolle. I mean, I started spending a lot of money. One, I didn't spend it as an education. I don't have a college education. I don't even have a high school education. So for me, I never looked at this as a cost. Every time I would buy something that would make me better, I looked at it as an investment. And I would love to give you all this stuff for free that I'm about to offer you for not much money. But if I give it to you free, it's not going to have any value to you. You need to reach into your pocket, and you need to make a commitment, a financial commitment. And I promise you, I'm going to give you a lot more value than the money I'm going to take from you. So honestly, you can ask my marketing team, but if it were up to me, I would just give you this stuff. But guess what? It costs a lot of stuff to show up here and produce this. There's 7 people right here that worked for a couple of weeks to create this environment, to create this marketing, to get you here. So it costs money to help people. And so that's just a fact of life. So I paid the mystery man in 1982, $350. In today's dollars, that's $1,100, $1,200 with inflation, which is going up even higher, by the way. And then I've spent 40 years teaching this, studying this, investing more, buying books, buying courses, buying all this stuff. I've really spent a lot of money. Then I created an online course. It takes about 6 to 7 hours to complete it. It's 5 modules. I probably spent $50,000 creating that course, which was filmed here in Columbia at our retreat center, Mountains of Hope. I've probably spent $30,000, $40,000 creating this app that's for free. I haven't made any money doing this, right? I want to help people, and I want people to really get this as it was given to me, as I paid the mystery man $350 to get it. I want other people to get it. I used to teach all my employees and all my car dealerships this stuff every quarter. I would teach this to them because I wanted them to have a better life. I didn't care whether they worked for me or not. I wanted what was best for them. And so that's where I'm coming from. If you take advantage of this offer that I'm going to give you, and it's not much money, by the way, so just relax, calm down, go back, breathe. Not going to be a lot of money, so stay with me here. You get to be a member of our private Facebook group. Occasionally, I show up there and try to give you more, but we're going to give you more of that. And there's a lot of other like-minded people in our private Facebook group, so you get part of that. We've also created for the VIPs, and if you buy this, you will be a VIP at Mike Murphy Unfiltered. We've created an audio feed for now. You don't have to sit in front of your computer and take the course. There's an audio feed that will go right into your phone, so you can listen to the course right through your phone, so that we have the audio feed of the course. We're also going to send you my best-selling book, my first book, which was called Love Unfiltered. It was a Wall Street Journal best-selling book. It's a great book. It has the story of the mystery man in it, but it's a really great book for people going through grief. And there's a lot of people going through grief right now today. So we're going to send you an electronic version of this. And if you know someone, so many people are losing so much right now. So many people are dying prematurely. There's a great book about grief. So we will send you an electronic version of that, all for you. We're also going to mail you a copy of my book, The Creation Frequency. So we don't have the electronic version because I don't own it, the publisher do. So I'm going to buy the book from my publisher, and then I'm going to pay and I'm going to mail it to you so you can have a physical copy of the book, The Creation Frequency. And then for the month of June, because most people come to me and say, okay, Mike, I love it. I love it. And if you want to know what people think about it, go to Amazon, go to the Creation Frequency reviews and read what people say about it. Go to Audible. I think it's 1,400 or something, 4.8 stars, 1,400 people have reviewed it. So check it out. And don't take my word for it. It really, really works, but we're going to mail you the book. Then in June, most people have an issue with, Mike, did I write my intentions right? Can you help me write my intentions? Are they okay? So in the month of June, I'm going to take at least a minimum of 1 hour a night every week. And you're invited to come in there and we're going to work on writing these intentions. And we have an intention writing formula that we're going to give you for free as well. So you get 4 hours of coaching with me, group coaching with me for the entire month of June, if you take advantage of this offer today. And 60-day money back guarantee, no questions asked. We give you all this stuff. You don't like it? You want your money back before 60 days is up? You ask us and we give it to you. How much? It's only $247. One payment of $247. Now, my marketing team wants to tell you that's worth $2,900 in value. I quit being a car salesman, right? I don't know what to honest to God, to me, the value, you can't put a price tag on this value. To me, this process, the creation frequency protocol, is priceless, okay? So that's my value. Or you can make 3 payments of $97. So it's one payment of $247 or 3 payments of $97. And there's a link on the screen that you can click and it will take you there. 2 things before we finish this offering. One, for everybody that buys this package, I am going to donate in your name $50 to our nonprofit foundation called the Love from Margot Foundation. Margot is spelled M-A-R-G-O-T. And the website is lovefrommargot.org. I'm going to take the full amount as income, so I won't write off the $50. I'm going to donate in your name. You will get a letter that you can write that $50 off. What does the Love from Margot Foundation do? Historically, when it was founded, I would give financial grants to women below the poverty line that were battling cancer. We've now building this amazing healing retreat center. So every time we do a retreat, we charge people with money, and then we give a scholarship to one of these women from the Love from Margot Foundation, or we've even expanded it to military veterans that are coming back from Afghanistan and Iraq, and they have this PTSD. We will give them a scholarship to come down here. So I'm going to donate money in your name to that foundation so that we can help other people, and your life will be blessed because it's your money that I'm donating to that foundation. Lastly, if you really, really, really think this can help you, and you're really, really hungry, and you really, really want this, and you don't have any money, and you don't have any access to money, well, the truth is, it's probably not going to help you if you're in that bad of shape. But if you can convince me or my team that, hey, man, I need help. I want this. I got a big reason why. I got a big purpose. I got a big something I want to do in my life, and I don't have any money. Mike, will you help me? Just send us an email, help@MikeMurphyUnfiltered.com. That's help@MikeMurphyUnfiltered.com. My team will read it, we'll vet it, we'll contact you, and we'll discuss whether we can give all this to you for free or not. I'm here to serve, I'm here to be of service, and I'm here to help you to create the life of your dreams. With that said, any questions? Team, do we have any questions?
Yes, we have some questions. Is there a difference between intentions and affirmations?
Yeah, good question. So I would say yes, especially the way I teach it and the way I do it. An affirmation is really simple, okay? For example, I've heard Tony Robbins talk about this when he was really starting his career and he was struggling, and he would write these affirmations. I am all powerful. And he'd go on a run and just, I am all powerful. I am all powerful. I am all powerful. That's an affirmation. That's like a mantra. Affirmation to me is like a mantra. You're focused on one thing. What I'm doing when I write an intention, I'm painting such a beautiful, vivid picture of what I want that it lights me up. It makes me stay up late at night working to get it. It gets me to pop out of bed early in the morning to go after it. So when my intention writing formula, we're gonna paint a picture. We're gonna create a story that's so real, so vivid, and has really powerful words. And there's keys, there's keys to this. You can't use negative words and stuff like this. There's a lot to this. That's why the book and the course. By the way, the course is 6-7 hours. We go so deep into this. And what's interesting is when you get knowledge and information, like I go to Dr. Joe Dispenza and he says, okay, we're going to open your pineal gland. Okay. And this is how you do it. But when he explains it, when he goes deep in the knowledge, and now I go, oh, I get it. Oh, now I can do it better. And so that's the beautiful thing of the Creation Frequency online course. It really takes you deeper, and it really implants into this brain that this is accessible and it's easy. And we go deep into frequency. We go deep into the water. We go into so many deep subjects that this will become, we kind of prove the science. And now you're going to say, oh man, I know this works now. It just becomes easier to use. So yes, there is a difference between affirmation and writing a powerful intention.
Can I use the creation frequency for multiple desires at the same time?
Yes, absolutely. I want to think about that question for a second. What do you mean for multiple desires? So for me, what the Mystery Man taught me is create a balanced life, right? So I wrote one for finances. I wrote one for relationships. I wrote one for contribution. I wrote one for personal development. But if let's say your desire is, so for example, right now I'm creating this healing wellness center retreat center here in Columbia, right? So I've written that one powerful intention. It keeps evolving. Let me tell you one other thing about these intentions. They're going to evolve. And so you have to understand that. But right is whatever feels right. Trust yourself. Move out of here. Quit trying to analyze and judge. Move here and say, okay, can I write multiple intentions for the same? Yeah, that feels good. Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, I'm going to try that. You're a creator. You're a powerful creator. Listen, you know stuff I don't know. Take what you know, combine it with what I know, and create a better formula for creating the life of your dream. What else?
How can I deal with setbacks in our habit change journey?
So that, how can I
deal with setbacks in our habit change journey?
in our habit change journey? How can I deal with setbacks? Boy, dude, I'm the king of setbacks. You get up, you dust yourself off, okay? And you go at it again and you forgive yourself. And then you analyze and say, okay, now this is super important, guys. So everything you need is already within you. You just need to learn how to access it. It's so interesting. I find we have these two eyes that are always looking out. So therefore, we're looking for the creator or God outside. It's all within. Everything you need is within. But we need to turn this off, quiet this. We need to move here. We need to be still. We need to learn how to use our breath. We need how to ask good questions. And then we just go within and we realize it's all there. And when I fail, I get up, I dust myself off, and I go at it again. Because trust me, life is like that. You know, I still listen, we live in a world of duality. What do I mean? Good and evil, black and white, hot and cold. So you're going to have struggles. And that duality exists within us. So what do I mean? That means within me is good and evil. Okay. Within me is light and darkness. So we have a shadow side. Okay. Now me, I'm more engrossed and more excited about my bright side, my light side, my service side, my contribution, but I still got all this stuff right here. I can go visit my shadow side, my dark side anytime. It's there. And you have to realize that. And sometimes I might even go there and play around with it a little bit. Okay. But I'm doing it consciously. I'm doing it with awareness. It can't push me over the edge anymore. Okay. Because I'm fully aware of who I am, what I'm doing, and where I'm going.
When can I expect to see results?
No, good question. So, for example, in my case, okay, in 4 months, I own my own business. In 2 years, it took 2 years for my wife to call me up and ask me out on a date. So I wouldn't put a time thing on it, okay? It's going to happen when it happens. Now, if you want to speed it up, I would say listen to your intentions more often. Listen to them more frequently, and you will speed it up. The other thing I will say is the more power, the higher the level of emotion you can attach to what you physically want, like love, like joy, like contribution, like gratitude. When I attach powerful emotions to these intentions, they seem to happen faster. If I really need something to happen, then I'll listen more often and I'll focus on it. What we're doing is we're narrowing your focus. You know, when I first, in the 80s, there was a big guy named Zig Ziglar. Probably none of you have heard of him, but he was a great motivational speaker. And he used to say, Mike, you're either a wandering generality or a meaningful specific. So a lot of this work is making me a meaningful specific because I have meaningful intentions, meaningful specifics, right? As a wandering generality, hey, whatever shows up, that's where I go. I'm never focused. You know, what the beautiful thing about the creation frequency process and formula, it gets you laser focused. So yeah, you can speed it up, listen more often. And if you're really comfortable in your skin and you really feel like I own this powerful creator thing, like I do after 40 years, I don't have to write it down and record it anymore. I speak it into existence. Okay. I say, hey, this is what I'm going to create. This is what I'm going to do. Now, what does that do internally for me? One, it creates enormous leverage because now I've just told everybody in my world what I'm going to build. Guess what? I got to build it. So I do that on purpose to motivate me, but you can speed this process up. Yes.
How can we overcome subconscious resistance or fear to change?
Well, first of all, you have to understand that fear is in your programming. It's already in there, right? So now we have to unravel that, okay? So how do we get rid of fear? Well, I mean, if I were to sit down and work with you, I'd say, okay, what is it that's really scaring you? Is fear of death, fear of public speaking, fear of writing a book, fear of your kids, your parents, whatever, right? So we have to, you know, it's a big question to answer. But you have to understand that the programming, the fear was programmed into you. And what is fear? You know, my favorite acronym for fear is false evidence appearing real. Let me give you an example. So I believe in the power of journaling, but I do it in a different way, okay? I don't journal as a diary. It's like a prayer for me. And I start, Heavenly Father, thank you. Thank you for my wife. Thank you for my life. Thank you for my kids. Thank you for my wealth. Thank you for my health, whatever, right? I get into an attitude of gratitude, and then I ask for wisdom. And so I say, okay, please give me wisdom on this. Please give me wisdom on that. I'm asking the creator of all of this thing to give me wisdom. So I would ask, hey, how do I get rid of this fear? What is this fear I'm feeling? Why do I have this fear? I would go back into my childhood and I would sit there and I would meditate and I contemplate, okay, what was it about my childhood that made me fearful? Where did it come from? Go back to that scene. That one of the greatest spiritual teachers in the world is a woman named Byron Katie. All of her work is mostly for free at thework.com. And go there, and she has a tool there called a Judge Your Neighbor worksheet. And you print it out, it's free. You go through it, and you will get to this one line. I am afraid of blank, okay? Then she teaches 4 questions on how to really see if that's true or not, okay? I go deep and go back to the scene of the crime and say, okay, I'm fearful of this because my mother said that, and you go back and you visit that. Oh, wait, it's not even real. What I was telling you about the journaling, because one time after 20 years, I went back through all my journals and I took out a yellow highlighter and I highlighted everything that I had asked for wisdom for that I didn't even need wisdom for. The problems took care of themselves. Then I looked at all the other things there, the answers came. And 95% of the time, the answers were profound. So I was able to live my life by evaluating my life, by this daily practice of journaling with gratitude and asking the creator of all questions. I was able to really realize that, first of all, 80–90% of stuff I fear isn't even real. So imagine that. We walk around in a state of fear and there's nothing to fear. So you got to really question this. There's a lot of work involved in that.
Is the course suitable for complete beginners or those who are in spiritual?
Yeah. So this course is for anybody. Hey, listen, when I met the Mystery Man, I was about as far as spiritual as you could get. Okay. I was raised Irish Catholic. I didn't believe in God. Okay, I'm in a 12-step program and I can't make it. Okay, there was nothing spiritual about me when I met the Mystery Man. This is science. This is art. This is, you know, I become very spiritual because as I live my life and I understand this process of manifestation, and as my life gets deeper and deeper and deeper, my soul, as I get more reacquainted with my soul and my heart, and I grow deeper and I have more experiences, and I work with more people on a heart-based level, I realize that it's all spiritual. The illusion is the physical, okay? We live in an animal body. We urinate, we fornicate, we defecate, but we're soul, we're spirit, we're energy. We need to get out of these lower 3 chakras, open this beautiful heart, move into this beautiful throat, speak our power of being a creator, open this pineal gland, is like intuition goes crazy, open this crown chakra, get downloads from the universe of how to live your life and how to create what you want. So spiritual, no, you will end up probably becoming spiritual, but this is for beginners. This is for like brand new people. Just if you take this course and you go deep and you just listen, I was a dumb 24-year-old kid with no education, desperate. It was out of that desperation that I followed this man's directions. And by the way, I since learned who this man was. This man was a recovering alcoholic studying Silva mind control. Silva mind control is what all these great teachers and gurus in the world are teaching today, okay? And so I didn't realize what the gift this guy was giving me, okay? But he gave me a beautiful gift, but I wasn't spiritual. I was desperate. And I just followed the simple directions and changed my life.
How specific should my intentions be?
Great question. I say the question was, how specific should my intentions be? I say be as specific as you can. So for example, let's say I'm a girl and I want to manifest a relationship with a male, okay? I want a guy that's 6 feet tall. I want a guy that's blonde hair. I want a guy that's great shape. I want a guy with a 32-inch waist. I want a guy with muscles. I want a guy that makes me laugh. I want a guy that's honest and has integrity. Whatever, be as specific as you want, and then be totally flexible. Because I believe that we are co-creating our life with the creator of all. And so what I'm thinking from my human perspective right now, what I really want, I just described, but over here, hey man, might show up with brown hair, might not be 6 feet, might be 6'5", might be 5'8", okay? But I'm not going to judge any of that. I'm going to be very specific what I want, and I'll be very, very flexible and willing to continually evolve. For example, I'm building this healing retreat center here. So the intention started here a couple of years ago. It's had so many changes and evolutions, but it just keeps getting better and better and better as smarter people show up, as better ideas show up. And so this is the thing. You got to start. It's important to start with intention, as specific as possible, but realize that, and by the way, you can always erase it. You can always hit delete and create a new one. People get, oh, I can't fail. I got to get this right. It's got to be perfect. No, just do it and watch. Things will happen, and it'll happen the way they're supposed to.
And lastly, how do we know if our subconscious mind is aligned with our conscious goals?
Well, the conscious mind is the thinking mind. The conscious mind is the creative mind. The subconscious is the programming. How can I put this? So the brain, my brain is the hardware. So in your computer, you have a hardware, right? So if I buy a brand new computer today, an Apple computer, brand new, I open it up, and the only programs that are in there are the programs that came from Apple. But if I want to add programs, I have to have software. Okay. So the mind is the software. Give me that question one more time.
How do I know if my subconscious mind is aligned with my conscious goals?
So you got to tell the subconscious mind. That's the thing. The subconscious, you got to tell that new Apple computer what programs you want to download. When you go to the Apple iStore or iTunes store, or whatever it's called, okay, you pick the programs. You're going to see, this is the beauty of this. Great question, whoever asked that. They should probably win the trip to Mountains of Hope. Okay, so because here's why. It's such a great question. You are now the architect. You are now the writer of your programming. You are now the app developer of your programming of your life. You need this thinking brain, this conscious brain, and attached to this beautiful open heart, okay? Between the thinking brain and the beautiful, loving, open heart, who you really are. And this thought has to feel good in here. Okay, there's your intention. But once you get to do that, now you get to tell the subconscious mind, the supercomputer, what it is that you want. You're programming. Now you're in charge. Your parents aren't doing it. The TV's not doing it. Your siblings aren't doing it. You're programming your mind, or programming your subconscious mind. Now that subconscious mind is going out there looking for everything that you need to create the life of your dream. Any questions?
There are more, but we will take them to our weekly calls.
Okay, it looks to me like we're running out of time. So we're not going to answer any more questions, but we're going to, if you buy the course and you get involved in these weekly meetings, we'll answer them. Okay. Or you can go to, you can send me an email. I mean, listen, I want to help people. Okay. I was going to say, you go to the private Facebook group, but you got to do that. Anyways, if you have questions, email me, Mike@MikeMurphyUnfiltered.com. I'm here to serve. I'm here to help you. And I guess it's time to close. I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for taking 73 minutes out of your time of your day today. I hope you got something out of this. I hope you realize that you're not a victim. I hope you realize that you're a powerful creator. I hope you realize that everything you need to create a beautiful life or a better life and more empowering life is already within you. The tools are out there, but here's your task. You've got to take action. You've got to do something. You know, one of the greatest books ever written is called Think and Grow Rich. I hate the title because you got to do more than think. You're going to have to think, and then you've got to take action. And what I've given you all the tools right here. And if you take the online course, you're going to go so deep, you're going to master this. But if you don't have the money, you can't afford it, get the app, do what I said, your life will change. So in closing, thank you so much for taking the time to be here. I've enjoyed it. I hope I did a good job. I did my very best. And I just want to thank you and wish you nothing but the best. And until next time, go out, live your life with passion, and create the life of your dreams.